My grandfather started up just across the road being a farmer. His name was Adolf De Brabandere. Together with his son, he really wanted to start up a brewery here in 1894. And the brewery was immediately called Brouwerij De Brabandere. I've been running around here since I was 4 or 5 years together with my father. My first job during summer was actually putting new bottles into new crates. It really gave me the opportunity over the years to work in every single station of the brewery. We can't forget about the social role that beer is playing in the community. It brings people together. Making friends is, I think, still one of the elements that makes you happy in life. And real friends, you make them by gathering for a good dinner, by gathering around the bar, by going to an event together. That's where you make your real friends for life. And playing a role in there together with all the people working in the on-trade, together with event organizers, that is for me the key role that we have as brewers as well. We're still 100% family owned, 100% independent. So it's just everything is reinvested into the brewery to be able to install the best available equipment, and we can take the decisions we want to take. And sometimes that's going against the current. I think one of the biggest examples is our Pilsner. I think the production cost of our Pilsner must be double compared to the mainstream Pilsners in Belgium, because we only use aroma hops. But it does give you way better bitterness at the back end of your throat instead of just in your mouth, which gives you again that noble bitterness. You're wishing to drink that next glass immediately. Petrus, as a family of different beers, is still the most important for specialty beers. We split it up in the Petrus Tradition and the Petrus Sours elements. Petrus Triple, Blonde and Double. So those is the traditional line, as we call it. I picked up a certain specialty from this region, which is the Flemish red brown ales, which we have been doing since the 80s. It was my father who actually bought the foeders that you can see behind us. We have the horizontal ones were the first ones that were being used first in the Alsace region to make white wines. Then they moved to the Calvados region to make apple brandy. And then they arrived here in the late 70s, begin 80s. And my father used them actually to infect with 6 different bacteria. So we don't use the wood for wood flavor, no. We just use the wood to be able to have our microflora live in there on the inside. Then oxidation will come through the wood, but not infect the beer. And the microflora will do its work during 2 years. And then we get the final end result, which is actually your fooder beer. And that was being used in the beginning of the 80s to be blended into our Flemish red ale, which is Petrus Red Bruin. It was Michael Jackson who dropped by. Of course, if we're talking about Michael Jackson, we're not talking about the king of pop. For us, Michael Jackson is the king of beer. And we said, would it be possible to also taste that original fooder beer? And Michael Jackson went quiet for a couple of minutes after having his first sip, because he was very surprised that compared to our 3 colleagues in the region, we had a blonde version, whereas all our colleagues were using darker beers. And then we brought it onto the market, to his beer clubs. And since then, we couldn't hold back anymore. And we had to upscale our fooder hall from having 8 fooders to 36 fooders right now. Patience is a virtue in here. In 6 months, your lactose and your acetose will have been doing their job, but it's only afterwards that you get the real complexity of the beer. It's that time of the higher alcohols, the fruitiness that comes up, that sourness that is really fruity, and that's the beauty of those products. So you have to wait for 18 to 24 months, but we're willing to wait because it's our passion and it's the gem of the brewery, and we can differentiate with those specialty beers.